going, guys? Dr. Z Gamer here at PAX East in the Renegade booth with
Jools Watsham. Hi.
So, Jules.
Yes.
You are, for those that don't know, give us an introduction.
I am co-founder and director at Renegade Kid, but I primarily focus on the game design of our games, as well as pixel art for like Mudds and Bomb Monkey and Treasure Noughts.
So you just recently announced something amazing. You want to give us more information on what exactly it is?
I'm glad you think it's amazing. Thank you. Coop County, there it is. Yeah, it's our first Kickstarter campaign, which is both exciting and terrifying. And yeah, we're using Unity, so it's going to be for Wii U, Xbox One, PS4, PS3, PS Vita, and Steam.
So essentially anything under the sun?
Say again?
Anything under the sun?
Pretty much, yes. Except 3DS for now, which still has a chance to be put back in.
So, Coop County, brand new. Would you consider it a spiritual successor to one of your previous games, which is Dementium 1 and 2?
Yeah, definitely. It is. I mean, we've wanted to get back to do Dementium 3 for a long time. We're not able to do so because of contractual stuff in the past. So we're like, you know what? Let's make a new game. It's totally a spiritual successor to Dementium. Yeah, it's our way to get back into the survival horror spirit. We love making that stuff. So it's not related to Dementium as far as story or anything like that, but definitely it's made by the same people. It has that same core kind of focus as far as game design. But it's set in a small West Texas town. It's really dusty, and we're focusing on kind of story, and it's episodic. It's kind of very much an underpowered kind of player. With limited kind of weaponry. So it's exciting. I'm really excited to get into it.
So you mentioned it was in a West Texas town.
Right.
What made you want to be in a desolate desert?
Well, just like with Dementium, we thought, okay, we need to think of a unique setting, a unique name, something that embodies it. So when you think of Coop County or you think of Dementium, like for example, when you think of Dementium, you think of, crazy, messed up hospital, kind of, surgery kind of stuff. And with Coop County, we think the West Texas dusty kind of town is a nice, unique setting, which hasn't really been done in the survival horror genre. So it's kind of nice where when you think of the game or you see a screenshot, it's unique, so it kind of stands out on its own. So we thought, well, West Texas has a nice. If you go to a small town in West Texas, I would be naturally scared, even without creatures and monsters there. So so it's a nice kind of natural, scary place. And then obviously when you create some actual scary stuff there, then it works. It works together.
So you just have that sense of aloneness that you don't know what can come out and scare you.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
So I went through the Kickstarter. My good friend Mark is working on the
video.
The video. Yep. That's a stretch goal. Do you have anything in mind?
Oh, the documentary, yeah. That's going to be cover the development from the beginning to the end, which is going to be awesome. So I'm really hoping we get that. That'd be amazing because we've always wanted to do that. I think the documentary of behind the scenes of making a game is just really interesting. Indie Game the movie was great. I love that. So having a documentary that focuses on just the development of the game and the behind the scenes would be, I think, be really interesting for those that want to get into video games, want to learn about it. I always was interested in that kind of stuff when I was a kid, kind of seeing who's making the games, what's going on behind the scenes. So, so it's awesome to have Mark on board for that.
So since it is a Kickstarter and you have people giving you money to help you support the game, right. Will they be able to help out with the development of the game? Definitely.
I mean, we definitely were inspired by Mighty No. 9 in that regard, where their Kickstarter campaign was very much engineered behind getting the backers involved, and that's a unique thing that Kickstarter provides that nothing else does, which is really cool. So definitely, that was a big focus from the beginning. We have different tiers, like some of them give you access to the beta build early on, some give access to the alpha build. Anyone who backs it will have some input in helping us decide between certain enemy concepts or audio or stuff like that. And depending on the different tiers, you'll have more involvement. You'll have exposure to unique things that only that tier will have exposure to, and be able to kind of help us guide what goes in the game. even further on, there's like even an enemy designer tier. I think it's $1,000. It's a lot of money, but you know, if you want to be an enemy designer, then that'd be pretty cool. So there are 5 of those slots, and you literally get to help us design the look of the enemy and the game design of the enemy. So it will very much be your enemy that's in the game. And there's even your face and your voice in the game, which would be kind of fun. So yeah, we're definitely gone for that backer support. And I think there's a $100 tier called Contributor, and that's kind of more of the average, normal, whatever kind of involvement role. Well, the lowest is 15, of course, as far as getting the game. Well, that actually may be gone now. There's 1,000 of those. I guess $20 for the game, but then up to 100 will give you really good access to a lot of the development stuff that we're making and helping us kind of craft what the experience is.
So you mentioned that this is going to be an episodic game.
Yeah.
How far into development was that decision made?
From day one to do episodic. Oh yeah, definitely. Both Greg and I, art director at Renegade Kid, we love shows like Lost and Heroes and Walking Dead, and that formula works really well. Sorry, it's just so freaking noisy here. It's crazy. That song is like I hear all this stuff. I'm trying to talk here. It's so bizarre. Anyway, but that formula is really exciting for the player because you get to kind of that excitement of you finish the first episode and you want to get to the second episode to kind of find out what happens next. There'll be story arcs that happen within one episode and then branch over to multiple episodes. So it's something that we're excited to kind of develop, and I think the player will really enjoy it. And for us, it's nice because we're going to make season 1. There'll be the 5 episodes in that. And then hopefully, if enough people are into it, we can continue with season 2, and really it can go for as long as players are interested in it. Which that's what's really exciting for me. Is I remember when I finished Zelda Wind Waker on the GameCube, and I beat it like, oh, it was great. It's like I just want more. I don't want a sequel. I don't want a different game. It's like just give me more stuff in the same universe, and that's kind of stayed with me. And so this is an opportunity to do that, where you have a game and you like it. We can keep on giving little chunks of gameplay for as long as people are interested, which is really nice.
So previous episodic games, like for instance Walking Dead and this popular Sam & Max, we're releasing every month per se. Do you guys have any idea how often you guys are going to release the episodes, or?
We don't know yet. It's going to depend on the outcome of the Kickstarter project. If we meet a minimum goal and we have the full development funds to then make the entire season 1 in one kind of focused block, then what's nice about that is that we can very much control the pace of each episode. You can be very regular. So yeah, like every other month or whatever it might be. We're going to do some research into the exact timing of that and what seems to work well for players. So in an ideal scenario, if we get the minimum funding, that'll work out really well. We'll be able to really craft that. In the other scenario, when we don't hit the minimum goal, that's going to be a lot more challenging. The development will be a lot slower, because we'll have to make other games while we're doing this game. So we'll get one episode done, release it, and have to rely on the funds of that to even help make episode 2. So it'll be a lot longer delay in between episodes.
So you heard that. If you want this game to happen, you have to support this Kickstarter. Is there anything else you want to plug?
Next month we have Moon Chronicles coming out on the 3DS. And Treasure Noughts will be coming out this summer for the 3DS. And on Mutant Mudds on the 3DS, we have the deluxe content coming to that version as a free update, which will probably be coming out next month, which will be May 2014.
So since that update is free, you could just take the money you were planning to buy it, put it towards the Kickstarter. Here's a little hint.
I like the way you think.
Yeah. So thanks for having me and everything.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Thanks, dude. Sure.
All right.
Cheers.
All right. Stay tuned.